So here we go with the components used and how to tie up the Slip-D Multi Combi Rig. Starting from the hook end, we've got a size 4 lock hook, which has got a length of Camo soft braid mounted as a Slip-D. That soft braid is held in place with the corner line aligner. You can use any of the line aligners. Importantly, it should be those and not the intern aligner. Size 18 micro ring swivel to mount the bait. In this choice is a wafter. And then behind this blend putty, you'll see a Albright knot, and that's connecting the length of the fluorocarbon, which is the 20-pound stiff blend fluorocarbon. At the far end is a loop which is crimped in place with a 0.6 crimp, and then a 50mm anti-tangle sleeve, which is a tungsten sleeve, pushing everything away from the lead, pinning this section down to the bottom with a nice soft section at this end. Let's go through the details of how to tie the rig. So to start, I have some 20-pound blend in the stiff. I take a length of that off, a length of the Camo in the 25-pound. This is available in black or green. You want about 10 or 12 inches of the Camo, and then you're going to fold the Camo in half. And then with your fluorocarbon, you're going to fold back 3 inches to form a loop at this end. And I'm going to take the folded Camo braid and I'm going to pass this up through the loop in the fluorocarbon, and I'm going to pop it on the top of the box, and I'm measuring 3.5 centimeters to where the fluorocarbon goes through the loop. I pinch that in place to hold it. The 2 tag ends of the Camo braid around the 2 tag ends of the fluorocarbon 4 times. 3, 4. Then, once I've done that, I'm then going to hold that end, releasing this end, and then going to pass those tag ends back up once, twice. And then this is the trick now, is the loop which we passed up through. We need to make sure that these 2 tag ends go through the loop in the same direction as the original loop. Moisten that area down with a bit of saliva and ease the knot into position. As you do, you want to be pulling on the 2 tag ends in the Camo braid and on the loop, and you're easing it into place. Once you've got it into what looks like a bit of a knot, my personal preference is to take a pair of pliers, or in this case crimp tool, and just give it a really good tug on the 2 Camo tag ends whilst holding the fluorocarbon. Once I've done that, I then get my puller tool, pop the loop on the puller tool, and again give it a really good tug. Now what you should end up with then, you should find that you've gone from 3.5 to 4 centimeters. Before cutting off this tag end on the Camo or this tag end on the fluorocarbon, leave these, we'll come back to these later. Let's move on to the other end of the rig. The next thing to do is take our 50mm anti-tangle sleeve, which is tungsten, and pop that onto the fluorocarbon. Skinny end first. Then we take our 0.6 crimp, pop that onto the fluorocarbon, then back through itself to form the loop. So I like to be 7 inches from the end of the loop to the Albright knot. Once you're happy with that, get the crimp in your crimp tool, make sure you line it up properly. Once it's lined up, give the crimp a squeeze, have off the tag end on the crimp. Next job is to take your puller tool. One goes onto the loop with the fluorocarbon, the other one goes onto the loop of your Camo braid. And what we're doing now is we're going to give it a good pull. Before we do, a bit more moisture here on this knot, and we're going to give the whole thing a really good pull. So I'm pulling on this end and I'm pulling on this end. Give it a good tug, and you'll see the knot just start to bed down just that little bit more. And once I've tightened it all down, I can then trim off these tag ends. So off with the Albright tag end, off with the fluorocarbon tag end, and this leaves us with a perfect Albright knot. The next thing we need is some blend putty. Now we're not using a pop-up here, we're using the weight of the putty to pull the hook downwards, so to basically set the point. So take the putty and roll it between finger and thumb until it's soft. You don't need lots of putty here. I think it's probably about 4mm diameter, this bit of putty. Make it nice and flat. Pop your fingernail into the putty to create a groove. Lay the knot across the groove. And then just roll the putty around the knot, just like that. This is the corn aligner, and to mount this, you just need your beta needle, and we pass the beta needle in through the large bore of the aligner and out of the end. Then get our loop of ammo and just simply slide that onto the loop like so. Next thing we need is a size 4 lock hook, and we're going from the front of the eye to the back, past the loop through the eye. We place our size 18 micro ring swivel. We very carefully pop that onto there. Then we open the loop in the braid, take it over the bend of the hook, over the point of the hook, and then we can form our D. Now I like to have the bottom of this loop just below the barb of the hook. Take your liner and slide that down over the eye of the hook, making sure it's nice and straight. Once you've got your bait attached, ensure that the wafter doesn't lift the hook off the bottom of the lake. You need the hook to lay flat on the bottom, and that way every time it's picked up, it will turn and hook every time.